The Athene Real Talk Podcast explores controversial ideas to stimulate debate and active thinking. These ideas do not always reflect Athene's personal views. Welcome to the Athene Real Talk Podcast.
He has been called the best gamer in the world, hands down.
World-famous gamer and philanthropist Athene.
Gaming for Good, it's called, has raised more than $20 million.
Using his notoriety to raise money for charity.
On activism, science, culture, and self-development.
Proud to have him in the studio today. I would not want to take you on in a video game.
I wanted to talk about something really important today. And I already talked about it yesterday, and I'm going to talk about it again today. And it's about how nobody cares about you. But truly, like, when you go around and you walk on the street, nobody gives a shit about you. When you go to school and you have good or bad grades, nobody gives a shit about it. Your teachers don't care, your friends don't care, nobody cares. The only ones that might care is your mother and your father, and that's it. Your mother more than your father. For the rest, nobody cares about you. And what I mean with that is, like, if you truly understand that, then you understand that we live in a hyper-individualistic society where you really feel like you're being seen and you really care about what other people think about you, but their opinion is as useless as yours about them. And as much as you don't care about others, others don't care about you. It's a very important insight, because by doing so, you can let go to think what other people think about you. And like, let's say, for example, you do a class photo, right? And you don't look good. You can really be thinking and pondering and say like, man, I really look bad on that picture, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares how you look on your fucking photo. If you have a fat, nice car, a nice villa, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your achievements in WoW. Nobody cares about your pets in WoW. Nobody cares about jack shit about your rank. Nobody cares. It's important to put that inside your head, that nobody gives a shit. So stop caring about what people think about you. Stop thinking like, oh, what does he think? What is it? People don't give a shit. And if you want to prove it, how much do you give a shit about someone's face on a picture or someone's car or whatever? You don't give a shit either. It's called the spotlight effect. You really think you are in the spotlight. Well, whoopie-doo, you ain't. Nobody cares about you. You ain't in the spotlight. You're just a random person. And that's it. Like, it's a curse and a gift, you know? The curse is maybe you're not that important, but the gift is you don't have to care anymore. You can be more yourself. But there's one exception. There's one exception. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Your parents care a lot about you. They make you grow up and stuff. What does it do? It makes you want the approval of your parents. And I'm talking to a lot of people here. A lot of people in the chat will say like, damn straight. And it's something to be really aware of. How many people here take the direction in their life because of their parents? And I'll be really honest, your parents do care about you. Probably more than anyone else on the planet. So whenever someone comes here and starts talking about their parents, I never dish them. I say your parents care more about you than I do. I'll just be honest. Your parents are the people you probably in your entire life will always be able to go back to. They will always be there for you, unless you got shitty parents. But for most people, that's the case. But at the same time, your parents see the world through their own eyes. They want the best for you, but they want the best for you through their world, through their conditioning. So if they grew up believing that education, like diploma and university, was super important, they will tell you to do so. Even though maybe times have changed now, and not everybody that has a university degree gets a job. But yet they want safety for their children. They want you to make money. They want you to be successful. Because that's how they perceive success, and that's how they perceive safety. Same with my father. My father always told me my entire life that I shouldn't trust anyone. I should be making money. I shouldn't be giving to the kids a little bit. I should make more money for myself. And he's not saying that because he's a douchebag. He's saying that because that's how he has grown up. And with everybody here, every single one here, except Nolan, I think, everybody else, their parents do not support that they're here. And I understand that. Obviously, if you tell your parents like, hey, I'm going to this random place where everybody tries to make a difference in the world and I don't make any money, they would say that they're taking advantage of you. But if you come here and you say like, yeah, I'm making a lot of money suddenly, it's fine because money is something they can trust. Money is tangible. Everybody can trust money. It doesn't discriminate. Whether you're from Africa or from Asia or from the US, money talks. So yeah, they say like, trust money more than people. You don't make money, you're being taken advantage of. And the funny thing is, most of the time, they're actually right as well. Because you got to be quite naive to come over here and just work for a better world, because it's very unlikely to be the case. I mean, when you grow up, everybody tries to take a piece of you and take advantage of you. So why wouldn't this place be different? It's very rare and hard to wrap your head around. So I would even say, if I was parents, I would also think like, this looks shady. I would look into it. I would look at the Real Talk. I would watch the documentary. Like, of course, if I do some research, I'd be like, these guys look legit. But from first impression, I would just say like, I don't know. And that's the thing. A lot of people live their life for the approval of their parents. You don't know what to do. You choose probably to do what you did because of your parents. And it will haunt you until you fall back on your own legs. I know people, good friends of mine, they're 45 years old and they still live for their parents. They still do and make the choices for their parents. They never took their own choices. They never took a direction in life that they wanted. They took a direction in life that their parents wanted. And I bet a lot of you guys exactly the same. Actually, the majority, more than 90% of you, live a life for the approval of your parents still. As you grow older and more independent, that can shift away. But even then, you get to marry, you get to have kids for your parents, you get to have a nice house for your parents. You live in the shadows of your parents. And that's why one of the biggest steps in your evolution is going and moving out and living independently. Because then you have to start making your own calls and your own choices. You start thinking more intellectually independent. But even then, some people, they are still like, a third leg of their parents. Because they are the ones that have helped you, nourished you, make you grow up, approved you. You still need that approval. And if you're fully aware of that and you go like, wait, my decisions are actually not mine. My decisions are just channeled through the approval I want from my parents. If you fully realize that, you can start, looking at that as an outsider and wonder like, is it actually the best for me? Because you know for sure that they want the best intentions. But maybe they have a certain, outlook on life that is less compatible with times today. Because just as, generation after generation things move forward, reality is different. You can't use the same things as 30 years ago. You can't apply them today. Times change. Going around living the life your parents want you to live is not even fully what your parents want. Your parents want you to be happy. More than anything, your parents want you to be happy. And a lot of people live in the approval from their parents to the extent where they get even into a depression. And they don't even know why. So for a lot of people out there, the best thing you can do is figure out what you truly want. Because that's what will make you much more fulfilled in your life. The reason why I have achieved so much, one of the big reasons, by the way, is because my mother always allowed me to do what I wanted to do. She always supported me. Never really think about that. My father, on the other hand, was different, but I cared a lot about what my mother thought. And my mother always told me, like, do whatever makes you happy. Every time when I had an idea or a thought, she says, go for it. How many of you guys, if you have an idea or whatever, your parents go like, you crazy? You can't do this, you can't do that. Everybody here that has come over here has had to pick up a fight with their parents to just make a choice to dedicate their life to save other people. On the other hand, my mother was very supportive. I got lucky. But I just want to explain this, that a lot of you guys are trapped into the approval seeking of your parents still now. And you guys don't really make your own choices at all. Everything gets channeled through that. If you look really deep, most of you guys are like that. I'm not saying everyone, but most of you. And as you grow up, you grow away from that. And as you grow away from that, you become more independent. You fall back on your own framework. It's an extremely important insight to have. And it's not about like you have to choose one or the other. Your parents want the best for you. They want you to be fully fulfilled. So if fulfillment means you go about what you believe in and you go and follow that path, your parents, maybe at the start they will be against it, but if you fall into place and feel, find your place in life, they will be happy for you. They will accept you for who you are. Because they went through the same thing with their parents. But the thing is though, like, you guys have to be aware that you constantly ping for the approval of your parents. Constantly. And it's normal because they care about you. They want the best of you. They also provide for your food, for your comfort, for your safety. So obviously you care about it. And subconsciously you constantly ping. You don't make your own decisions. You don't think intellectually independent. You constantly ping for their approval. If they don't approve it, even on a subconscious level, you don't even explore the idea. And as a result, you stay stuck. It inhibits you to even absorb a lot of the insights I talk about. And that's why I'm bringing it up, and that's why it's so important. It's crucial to realize these things. And that doesn't mean your parents are bad or anything. Not at all. I'm never going to tell you guys your parents are bad. Your parents love you more than anyone else. They would love you more than I do. But that doesn't mean that you have to, live in their shadow. But one guy though really makes a good point. Most people don't even recognize this. Like most of you guys say, that's not true. That's not true. It's my choice. No. Think about it. Reflect on it. And really think like, imagine your parents would approve. Because that's the thing what I said yesterday. I told Reese, if parents were supportive of people coming over here, we would be 4 times bigger. We would be 4 times bigger and twice as effective. So that's actually 8 times more effective. And you know why? Because most of the times people that come over here, they have to fight with their parents or their family, like, or their friends. The social established conditioning, like, oh, watch out, don't trust them, this and that. It's like a fight, constant fight and dissonance, duality. Imagine if your parents would really be supportive, so like, man, you got to really go there and this and that. How many more people would apply? Imagine your parents say like, yeah, man, forget about like all this, money and stuff. This is such a good idea for you to grow and this and that. Like if your parents would fully support you, how many people would actually apply and come over? Ask that question. But just imagine your parents tomorrow go like, whoa. Like let's say tomorrow we're on TV. And you go like, you mentioned like, oh yeah, these guys, like I actually watch these streams. But why didn't you apply? I mean, look what they're achieving. Like I would be so proud of you. How many people would apply? How many more people would actually take this shit all serious? Like even this real talk. If your parents would really approve, like say like, man, if you get into this and you look into this, like I would be, it would be so great for you. How many more people would even take the real talk more serious? It would be surreal. The comparison would be surreal. Bebe Rizika says, not so much approval, just the thought they know better. No. It's approval seeking. It's not about they know better. Because like they know better on a certain level is very much connected to approval seeking. Because that's the way you backwards rationalize. You go like, yeah, they just know better, right? But yeah, I just think it's something for people to reflect on it. And I want to make very clear that it's not because your parents love you that therefore you have to follow up and live a life you don't want to live. That's all. And I bet there's a lot of people that go to school, go to university, study stuff they don't even want to study just because they want to have the approval of their parents. So many people. And I don't even blame them because obviously they want you to not be on the street. They don't want you to be a hobo. They want to make sure that you make a living. But the reality of today is university diploma has become less and less valuable. It's more and more about problem solution orientation and be very smart and tech savvy. It's about, like doing your own projects and basically learn yourself. Self-learning is so much more important nowadays. You can get into coding, you can get into like website design or whatever, like the information revolution or whatever you want to call it. It's so much more about being savvy rather than just follow footsteps and do your diploma and then just think you're going to get a job. Because it's not like that. It doesn't work like that anymore. I talk to big companies, like tech companies, they say like what's more important than anything is experience. And you don't learn experience in the university. If you made a really good website, a really nice app, and you learned it yourself, and you go apply, you'd have a much better chance to get a job than if you're just done with university. And I would go even further. If you want to be a visionary, an entrepreneur, you don't even need to go and find a job. You'll be your own boss. And that's much better than a 9-to-5 job. And that's why, depending on how your parents grew up, if your parents grew up in hard times where they had to do a 9-to-5 job, they will just reflect that. They will see that in you. They will say like, yeah, don't make my mistake. Find a good job. Be a doctor. Be a lawyer. Make that money. But it's not about money. Life is not about money. Money is a mean. It's not an end. And for people that come tell me like, say it is about the money, if it is about the money, you should start taking notes because I make a lot more money than anybody else in the chat. Made more than $100,000 in a month. Just gotta beg a little bit on the stream. You might say like, yeah, but it's Armaton. Well, I make it so my bank account, well, not my bank account, it's on my wallet. It's on my wallet. Maybe you should start taking notes how I do shit. I made also $5 and $300,000 with poker. My parents, when I started playing poker, my mother said like, you're gonna lose everything. If I would listen, I wouldn't have played poker. I just said no. Poker is statistics. I just did it, made more than $300K. And even then afterwards, she still couldn't believe it. But she started realizing and said like, yeah, but you're very smart. You're an exception. That's what she said afterwards. Same with my brother and my sisters. They thought I was lost. They said like, you're going into poker. You're going to gamble. You're going to end your life. You're crazy. You're going to lose it all. I made more than $300K. And I said like, here's the money. And then slowly and surely they said, yeah, but you're just very intelligent. It's not for everyone. That's not true. Being problem-solving oriented and thinking for yourself and being critical thinking and be very logical and really do what you believe in is something for everyone. Everybody can do this. Everybody can achieve this. You just do not have to be biased. Do not be emotionally attached to your beliefs and such. Just look at reality and you can achieve what you want. But what you want has to be in line with reality. If you flap your hands and you want to start flying, of course that's not going to work. So you got to want what is in line with reality, moving forward, progressing. And you guys can achieve that. It can do much better than your previous generations. You're in the times where you have one of the most potential to grow. Access to so much information, so much knowledge. The ability of just focusing on these things without having to worry about a lion around the corner or a war breaking out that you have to go and fight with your shitty rifles and get killed. We live in one of the best times ever to grow. And yet what do? We just waste it. And we pity ourselves. We make excuses, saying like, oh, this and that and that and that, and make excuses all day. Instead of just grabbing what's right in front of us, opportunities, making a difference, growing. But it's very easy. It's much easier to just stay in your comfy chair and complain about the world and justify your bullshit keyboard warrior, whatever. But that doesn't get you further. You know that. If you look in the mirror, you know it doesn't get you any further. It doesn't make you more fulfilled, more happy. It makes you sad inside. It only gets worse. The moment you start confronting yourself with that, it's the first step, being honest to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Because you can achieve. You can achieve more than me. All these guys, 20 years old, 25, you guys are in a position where you can achieve more than me. You can mean more to the world than I do. You just need to believe in yourself. That's where it starts. It starts with believing in yourself. You don't even have to have the capacities. It starts with a belief. Because a belief brings about action. If you don't believe in yourself because you think you're worthless, forget about it. But the funny thing is that belief in yourself is what creates the success. What creates progress. And if you fall down, that's fine. You pick yourself back up and you keep going. You think I got everything on the plate? You think I achieved everything because I just, tried it and it just worked? I felt on my face over and over again. I had haters telling me that I couldn't achieve what I achieved. And if I would have them make the decisions for me, I'd be a fucking loser right now. I'd be literally a loser. Not because I am a loser, but because I believe I'm a loser. And that's the case with a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys just believe you're a loser. And that's how you become a loser. That's how you stay a loser. It all starts with a belief, an understanding that you can. And the moment you start realizing that, instead of making excuses, you try to find solutions. And it's not even that hard. I'm giving you the solutions. I'm explaining it to you guys. Day in, day out, I'm explaining it to you guys. I'm really trying to explain. I'm really trying my best to give you guys the insights, to give you guys the knowledge. 1,000 years ago, we didn't know all this shit. We didn't know neuroplasticity. But now we know better. You guys should know better. Grab the opportunity that's right in front of you. It's very easy to go around and just, play video games all day and go oh, the world this, oh, I'm worthless, this and that. Fuck that shit. You can start working out. You can start eating healthy. You can meditate. You can have these good habits. You can. You just have to believe in yourself. And if you go yeah, but I'm lazy, fuck that shit. Stop believing you're lazy. Stop believing you're worthless. Stop believing you can't. Because that's how you don't move forward. And maybe it's going to take you 5 years to figure it out, but you can figure it out right now. And that's what the case is with most people. Most people that changed, when they look back, they said I could have done it back in the days as well. I could have done this 10 years ago. But I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in myself, and that is why I didn't do it. So I'm telling you guys right now to believe in yourself. Start believing in yourself because you can. And it's not even me trying to give you a little pep talk here. It's just facts. You think I would be wasting my time talking to you guys if I could make $500 an hour? I could be selling out instead, getting $500 an hour. No, I say you guys are worth more because I believe in you guys. And I've also said it before. I said it before again. I believe more in you guys than you guys believe in yourself. And the reason is why I believe more in you than you guys believe in yourself is because I look at facts. I look at your brain. I look at your real potential rather than all these stupid conditioned beliefs that inhibit your growth. That's really something people have to reflect on. Don't let yourself get inhibited by your environment. Don't let other people tell you what to do and what not to do. Start believing in yourself. Start figuring out what you want, what you truly want. And if you tell me yeah, but I don't know what I want, well, then now it's the time to figure that out. Don't just live a life that other people want you to live. That's not how you become fulfilled. That's not how you grow to your full potential. If we would live every single life the parents want you to live, we would still be monkeys. That's what evolution is. Moving forward. That's what it is. If you keep doing what other people tell you to do, you just stagnate. You don't grow. You think all these nice ideas, all these innovations came out of nowhere? These people had to fight for it. They had to fight against what people find, conservative beliefs. Every visionary was pushed to do a 9-to-5 job. And that's what gets you to do a 9-to-5 job, is following these footsteps. You want to do a 9-to-5 job? Go ahead. You want to be impulsively going through your life until you're being forced into a job because you have to pay your bills and you don't even have the awareness to think what to do, and you just do and you just grind it, day in, day out, grind it. You want to live that life where you wake up and you just have to grind it? You don't even have the awareness to think, and then you have a girl or a girlfriend to whine to you, maybe then kids, then bills you got to pay, loans you got to pay. Is that what you want? You guys are in one of the best positions in your life to make this choice, and the only thing you need is start believing in yourself. And the thing is, like, it's not even like everything is like, yeah, but where to begin? Like, all this real talk has one goal, and it's for you to grow to your full potential. Think about these things. Listen to the real talks. Reflect on it. You know how much wisdom is in here? It's a fucking gold mine. The stuff I talk about day in, day out can turn you into a millionaire, can turn you so successful. Every day I talk about it, over and over again. All my successes, I've explained them. You just got to get them. You got to understand them. But you have to start believing in yourself. You have to start being able to allow yourself to let go all these beliefs that inhibit you, that are not in line with what you are. And I keep repeating it. I keep repeating it. Every single day, I keep repeating it. And I keep repeating it. You know why? Because I know that there is something in you, somewhere. There is only a click you have to make to see it. You only need that initial light to start stepping and walking to the top. And that's why I keep repeating it. Sometimes people say, like, aren't you getting bored repeating it? No, I'm not getting bored. I'm not getting bored repeating this every single day. For the past almost 2 years, I'm repeating the same shit. Don't you get bored? No, I don't get bored, because I know every time when I do it, I know that there is maybe one guy that gets it. I don't even need to know one guy getting it. Only knowing that maybe one guy will get it is good enough for me. Because I know that one guy can become to grow someone even better and bigger impact than me. And that's what I want. I want people to grow. I want people to have an impact in the world. I want people to, progress humanity. And you guys can do that. You're not a little thing in a big system. You're more than that. Every single action you do has a ripple effect. You can mean a lot for the world. That's what we are. That's why we're here. And that's why, I keep talking about these things and keep bringing it up. Like, I want people to take the path they actually choose themselves and reflected on. And the thing is, like, of course, depending on the knowledge, and if you're rational about it, it narrows down the path. There's only so much you can do that makes most sense. But I want you to take the path that makes most sense to you. And be open-minded. Learn. Grow.
Subscribe to youtube.com/AtheneWins. Watch the live stream at twitch.tv/AtheneLive. And follow The Real Athene on Snapchat.